Why is gray divorce suddenly on the tip of every financial planner's tongue?
Yeah, and that's a great question. And this, you probably have seen a lot of articles written in the last 10 to 15 years. And it all started in 2004 when we had a study, a landmark study that was released that studied divorce between 1990 and 2010. And they were shocked to discover during that 20-year time frame the rate of divorce for people over age 50 had doubled. And it caught everyone off guard. No one saw that coming. And as a result, every industry out there immediately shifted and said, "Whoa, how do we help that population?" And so we started to really look at it at that point and what are the specific needs these people have and studying why is it happening and what is going on and as with so many societal changes in the last 50 years, blame the baby boomers, you
Yeah,
know,
it's all
they're
our fault. It is.
they're the
Yeah.
individualists. They're the ones that are doing everything different in very large numbers. And they're the ones that, let's face it, they grew up in the age of free love. And, and it's the generation that far more likely than previous generations to be unfaithful.
Yeah.
And
And yeah, it's very sad, but that's so true. I mean,
yeah, it's
um,
very, very true. And then in
mhm.
addition, they're actively remarrying second divorces, even or second marriages, even third marriages, which are even more likely to end in divorce.
No, there's no doubt that the baby boomers, and I'm on the upper scale of that, and I laugh about my two divorces, but they're not laughable. One was a terrible divorce, and one was a very friendly divorce. And ex-wife number two is still one of my closest friends in life. I don't think we've ever had a fight about anything. But the first one was rough. But the younger generation, which my parents would consider, me, the younger generation, they just don't take marriage as serious as our parents and grandparents did. And let's face it, it is serious. It only happens two or three times a lifetime. We have to be very careful, with who we marry and who we pick. But they also love immediate gratification. They want to be happy. And I know my Jewish mom would kill me from this. She'd come out from the grave and kill me for saying this. But my mom and dad were married 53 years, but they stayed together for the children. There was no yelling. There was no screaming. We were together on every holiday. Jewish holidays, bar mitzvahs, Easters with our friends, dances, everything you can imagine. And they didn't divorce because of the children.
Well,
And
so
then
let
when
me
they
ask you another
go,
question, though, Michael.
go.
Was your mother employed while you were young?
No, she
Okay.
was a greatest generation mom.
So this is one of the other things to really think about. On the surface, it feels like, oh, well, people aren't taking marriage seriously anymore. They were staying together for the kids. I'll tell you what, the reality is your mother was staying because what in the world would she do on her own,
That is
right?
so true.
And
Oh my
so
God.
this is a big reason I think we're seeing this trend is generationally, baby boomer women largely were still stay-at-home moms. If
Hmm.
they worked part-time, but they were certainly underemployed relative to their spouse. Now we have these women in this new generation, in this new paradigm, where women have been empowered to support themselves and to return to the workplace. And some of these women are approaching retirement. And culturally, we've had this shift where your marital partner is indeed supposed to be viewed as your partner. And that old Ozzie and Harriet view of a dominant male partner and a subservient female partner is gone. But it's not necessarily gone from 30 to 50-year marriages that started back in the
That's right.
60s and 70s. So, what
That's right.
I see in my office a lot is women standing up and saying, you know what? There's enough money now for both of us to be okay. I don't want to live like this anymore.
Empower
And
to them.
largely, gray divorce, 85% initiated by women.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I did not know that. Wow.
Another very interesting statistic with gray divorce The vast majority of men remarry within 2 years.
Yeah,
And
we need women.
the vast majority of women never remarry.